Hey now, welcome to another edition of the Elements of Inspiration Brother Marcus podcast. Well, today, I got to give you the element of inspiration, Brother Marcus, quicker picker-upper. Yes, of course. And with that being said, I got to remind you that I give you the best interviews on this side of the globe with people of interest, celebrities, and everything else in between. But today, we want to get right down into the topic at hand, knowing the difference, wannabe friends, fake friends, and real friends. So we're going to get into that right now because a lot of people are in, these friendships, or they think that they're friendships or whatever it might be. And some people seem to get the 52 fake out, right? You've been fake, you've been had. So we're going to break it down to you really quickly. And we're going to start with 7 points that will talk about how we can explore friendships. All right. Motivation and intent. Well, wannabe friends, they will often approach you when things are going well, and they want association, social benefits, and inclusion, all of that. That's the wannabe friends. The fake friends, they might pretend to be supportive, but their underlying intent is often personal, or let me put it this way, self-interest, self-centered, all that kind of foolishness, right? And real friends, they care about mutual growth, genuine support, your well-being, regardless of what's happening in your life. Now, consistency and presence. This is where we can tell the three apart, right? The consistency and presence is the wannabe friends. They show up when it's convenient or when they need something. Fake friends, they may disappear when difficult times begin to arise, and they're all in for the good times, but silent in storms. Real friends stick closer than a brother. In good times, bad times, when things just don't seem to be clear, real friends will be right there. They are consistent, even under adverse circumstances. And the other thing that I want to talk about is honesty and accountability. Wannabe friends, they won't challenge you. They make flatter. They how can I say this? They flatter or avoid conflict just to stay in your favor. You ever seen those kind of people? They just kind of like wishy-washy, just kind of like, But fake friends, fake friends, they might say what you want to hear, but then they hide the truth and they deflect, and they begin to create ways to betray you. Real friends give honest feedback, even if it hurts. They speak their truth and the truth that you need to hear with love, and they're willing to help you grow. That's what real friends do. Now, support versus self-benefit. Wannabe friends, they want to say, what can I gain? And I got some folks that I do know that are like that. What do I gain from being around you? What do I gain, right? The visibility, the network, the image. Their support is transactional. That's the wannabe friends. The fake friends, they may offer help for, just to help you out sometimes, but they're always expecting something in return. And the relationship is conditional. It's kind of like things for things, a quid quo pro. You do this for me, I do this for you. Fake friends. Real friends, they give without expectation. They celebrate your wins. They carry your burdens, and they help you to rise when you fail. That's what real friends do. Now, this is the other thing that we need to talk about is the emotional vulnerability and depth. Wannabe friends, they want to, keep shallow conversations, surface level, minimum, vulnerability. They never tell you what's really going on. Those are the wannabe friends. The fake friends, they may mimic vulnerability, but they don't follow through or share genuinely. You need genuine people. We need genuine people. I know I got to keep genuine people in my circumference. Now, real friends, they will open up. They will share their fears, their failures. They will continue to allow themselves to be known, and they allow you to be known. Loyalty versus protection, right? Now, wannabe friends, loyalty hinges on what others think. yeah, what does this person think about that person? What does this person? And they may shift with when pressure arises. Those are the wannabe friends. Well, I wasn't with them anyway. I don't even know them that much. How? That kind of foolishness. Fake friends, they might speak behind your back and betray your trust and not defend you when they need it. They needed to defend you. Have you ever had people in your life like that just, they down? I want to be down, right? They ain't really down. Now, sacrifice and commitment. Wannabe friends, they'll sacrifice only what is easy to them. Fake friends, they may promise more and then they deliver. Commitment is very, very, very shallow. But real friends, they're willing to take the time, the resources, the emotional energy, the commitment throughout the seasons and the good times and the bad times, and when things are boring and when things are exciting, when you're a winner, and even when you're going through. Real friends will sacrifice. That's what real friends do. You know what? I want to share a little bit of a quote from Psychology Today. It's a quote on friendship, and it goes a little something like this. True friends are around when times are tough and not happiness. True friends are around when times are tough and not happiness. This really talks about the distinction of true friendship. It isn't measured by the highlights in life, right? But it also deals with, the lows. Who's going to forever remain with you when things are not going so great? And the element of inspiration, quicker, picker, upper, can't be the element of inspiration without a biblical reference. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verses 24, it says, a man of many companies may come to ruin, but there is a friend who sticketh closer than a brother. And this is really talking about the casual acquaintances that many of us do have, but there are very few and rare friends that are deeply loyal and that are very, very close, especially in hard times, when things get difficult, when things get thick, people get thin real quick, fast, in a hurry. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verses 17, it says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. And this scripture basically means a true friend, it isn't situational, right? It persists through adversity. A real friend doesn't desert you, leave you behind, even when things are going wrong. So we just need to keep a couple of things in mind. We don't want to have wannabe friends. We don't want to have fake friends. We need real friends. And we all need to know the difference. That is the element of inspiration. Brother Marcus, quicker picker-upper for the day. And I want you to remember that you can stay connected to Brother Marcus anytime you want. All you got to do is just sit here and follow Brother Marcus on Instagram or Twitter or X or whatever, you want to do. You can do it. You can do it. And remember, friends, boom, 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 boom. How many of us have them? And also, the Musiq Soulchild record. Y'all remember that song? Friends, I'm not trying to pressure you. Just can't stop thinking about you. We really need to have some good friends that understand who we are, what we do, and what our objectives in life are. So go out there and be mindful of who your friends are. Watch your circumference. We'll be right back with more elements of inspiration right here on the #1 podcast in all America. It's your brother talking. Stay close for more inspirational podcasts with your brother. It's your brother talking. Have a great day.